And to Newswatch, an extraordinary story by the ABC's Four Corners last night by reporter Sarah Ferguson of the left, with husband Tony Jones, also of the left, producing it. A story that claimed that Donald Trump very nearly ended democracy in the United States by allegedly encouraging a mob at a rally in Washington to invade the Capitol and stop politicians from declaring Joe Biden the new president.
Something's wrong here. Something's really wrong. Can't have happened. And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Even as Trump's fighting words echoed down the mall, in both houses of Congress, a large number of Republicans were preparing to vote against the certification of Joe Biden's election win. Before January 6, the desecration of America's cathedral of democracy was unimaginable.
Joining me is Gerard, Henderson, head of the Sydney Institute, columnist with the Australian newspaper and author of the Media Watchdog blog out every Friday. Gerard Henderson, Sarah Ferguson went on to say Donald Trump nearly ended democracy, destroyed democracy in America. Did he do that? Did he actually incite the crowd and nearly end democracy to the brink of destruction?
Well, the ABC sent Sarah Ferguson and Tony Jones over there. They've already got 3 reporters in the United States, so they mustn't be performing all that well if you need to send 2 others. But it didn't quite demonstrate the point, because even the principal Trump critic who was interviewed on the program did not accused the former president of incitement, although he was very critical of him, and he did accuse him of irresponsible behaviour and indicated how upset he was with him, but he didn't accuse him of incitement. And Sarah Ferguson ends up suggesting that the United States is on the verge of civil war. I don't know whether she knows much about civil wars. If you look at the American Civil War or the Spanish Civil War of the 1930s, I mean, these were absolutely devastating events on society. What you had on the 6th of January was certainly a riot, and there was some degree of violence around that riot, but it didn't. I don't think the concept that you've got to send someone from Australia over the United States to come back with the report that there's a civil war around the corner, well, I just think that's hyperbolic.
Excluded from the ABC report was footage of Trump telling the crowd to be peaceful. Yeah. And the idea that the US democracy was brought to the brink of destruction is totally fanciful, given our Americans treasure democracy, that all the institutions would have prevented that. Why do you think the ABC report, these reporters were so determined to prove that Trump was nearly a dictator?
Well, that was Sally Nabis, the executive producer of Four Corners, and in a sense that was the mission statement, to go across and come back with that kind of case, because it was advertised in advance that virtually was going to be something like that, which is what it came up with. And if you're going to spend a lot of money sending 2 high-profile journalists across the United States, they've got to come back with something. There's not much point just saying what anyone else would have done. So they come back with a huge exaggeration, using essentially what is footage, which would be available generally to any other journalist, and 2 interviews, one with a key figure in the Proud Boys, who didn't say very much, and one with a Trump critic. I just think she was expected to come back with that kind of message, and that's what she came back with. The original remit was to go over there and talk about Trump. I understand now they've decided that they're going to talk about President Biden next week. We'll wait and see on that. But it's just an exaggeration. But it's a beat up, because if you didn't beat something up, okay, why would you go there?
It so is, and the idea of brink of destruction, totally fanciful. Gerard Henderson, thank you so much indeed for your time.
Thank you.